We've been combing through the FBI vault releases to find some juicy Oklahoma information. There's so much interesting content in there pertaining to major criminals and their ties to Oklahoma, along with other fascinating events involving Oklahoma figures. Here are some of the interesting tidbits of information we dug up. Aubrey McClendon, the former Chesapeake Energy CEO who was killed in a car crash the day before he was charged in a federal case, was actually informed on by a business associate, a rival oil producer. Joel Henricks, an OU student who set off a suicide bomb 200 yards from the stadium during a game in 2005, was actually investigated by the FBI for suspicious activities involving explosives, up to a year before the incident in Norman. In 1993, a woman purchased a painting by renowned artist William Adolphe Bouguereau, widely known as one of the best painters in history. The painting came with a price tag of $90,000. The piece, called A Young Housewife, actually did not exist and was not anything he had ever created. Eventually, the seller was caught and refunded the buyer $77,000. Louis Lepka Buckleter, the Jewish mob boss and head of Murder Incorporated, the enforcement arm of the mafia in the 1930s, was married to Betty Wasserman. It turned out that when the FBI was coming down hard on Lepka, they wanted to make life miserable for everyone associated with him. So, they tracked down Betty's parents, Mr. and Mrs. Sam Finkel of Valiant, Oklahoma, and openly surveilled the old couple until Lepka was caught. The night Philadelphia mob boss Angelo Bruno was murdered, his cousin, an airman at Tinker Air Force Base, received a phone call fishing for information. They asked who he was associated with, the last time he saw Bruno, and so on. It was never discovered who made the call. In 1955, a group of some of the most ruthless mobsters ever, the Purple Gang out of Detroit, and associated with the Chicago outfit since the days of Al Capone, who were involved in major gangland killings like Valentine's Day Massacre, went down to Claremore, Oklahoma to lay low. They ended up taking over a nightclub along with gambling houses in Tulsa. Shortly after they were identified, the FBI snagged the fugitives and extradited them back to Detroit. Well-known Chicago outfit member and hustler John Factor, a.k.a. Jake the Barber, just happened to make a 1963 stop in Oklahoma on his way back to Chicago. He had a meeting with a major newspaper publisher in the area. Jake was up for deportation to Poland and was getting his ducks in a row. The publisher informed Jake that if Robert Kennedy decided to step down from Attorney General, Oklahoma's Governor J. Howard Edmondson would be filling his shoes and would still be continuing to pressure organized crime. Very interesting hindsight. We highly suggest heading over to the FBI website and thumbing through the vault files. It's a gold mine of interesting information.